Yep, you're recording. Cool. Okay, so it seems Lieutenant Colonel Grossman's put out a new book regarding the sheepdog, and I hope to have it here soon. But I'm going to try to do a couple of videos like this. There are several places, channels, that talk about being a sheepdog and explain gear and weapons to use in the role, but they try to stay away from the hows and whys. And I understand, because it can be tricky. Now, I won't say up front right now, these are my beliefs. This is what I live by, and this is what I do. I am putting this out as an opinion. If you're so interested to watch this video to kind of use it as a stick, measuring against what you see and what other things. If I do a label in the video, it will probably be of Sheepdogs 1, why and who. I want to hit why first. I mean, no secret that I'm religious. Grossman explains that there are 3 types of people in the world. There are sheep, which is most people, and it is not a derogatory term. Please understand that. It's just a term to explain that most people want to be able to live their life, do their thing. They don't want to hurt anyone. They don't want to be hurt. And they live within the bubble of their own life. If you're married, you have kids, and you're working 40 hours a week, the bubble of your life consists of the 40-hour job, the kids, and trying to figure out where to sleep and eat in the process of it. And a lot of people, I've actually had them tell me, well, I really don't even have time to think about things like that. And that's their choice. And that is part of the definition of a sheep. They don't want to hurt anyone, and they don't want to be hurt. The wolves in this world are those that live to prey on the sheep. It's an easy definition. And the irony of my nickname being Wolf goes back a long time. But I'm not throwing off on Native American lore and culture. I'm going on this very defined idea that these people prey on others as their livelihood, as their lives. I'm talking about bad people, rapists, murderers, the worst of the worst. Their life consists of damaging, harming, and killing others. They are wolves. The third, sheepdogs. And we've all seen the cartoons of Wile E. Coyote, and I can't think of the sheepdog's name, but he's just there kind of passively watching over the flock. And to a degree, that's true. Each sheepdog has a flock that they watch after, they take care of. They, in the physical sense, they keep them corralled, they don't let them stray, and they protect them from wolves. Okay, well that applies to us. We accept that there are wolves in this world. We accept that there is evil. And instead of turning away from it, saying, it's not there, I don't have time for it, we take the added measure to say, not on my watch. Um, I want to say very, very clearly, this is not a aggressive thing. There is a clear separation between a sheepdog and a wolf hunter. I know a lot of the military right now and a lot of different places are saying wolf hunter or hunt the wolf. Okay? It's two different things. A sheepdog focuses on protecting the flock. Their primary objective is the flock. A wolf hunter, primary objective is hunting the wolf. Their focus isn't so much on a flock, it's getting the wolf. And I want to make that separation because military, especially the higher tiers, that's what they do. Now, make no mistake, they have their brotherhood of the people that they work with, and they will protect them to death and beyond. But their primary objective is hunting. So, alright. So, explaining the idea of it, explaining why. My story goes like this. I was dating a lady a few years ago who had kids. Now, I had spent about 15 years in martial arts. My father was a vet and ex-cop. My brother's a cop. And I was raised hunting and fishing all my life. Being around firearms all my life, literally. So I felt that if something happened with me, I felt fairly confident that I could deal with the situation. Whether it be just throwing them in a wallet and letting them have it, or something more defensive. I felt confident in my ability to either de-escalate or fix the situation. But we were out one day, and we were at McDonald's, and kids are kids. When they're 3 to, say, 7 years old, they're kids. There's only so much control you can exert on them without having your hands on them. And they're going to be kids. And I was thinking about it. And in that situation, I knew I could handle myself. But I didn't know the same for the lady I was dating. And I knew it wasn't the same for the children. The children look to the parents for protection. And it was really eye-opening because I know there's bad things that happen to people in this world. And I wanted to be able to do as much as I could to ensure they were safe. So I talked it over with her, and as a matter of fact, we both went and got our concealed carry permits at the same time. And from that point until now, I have become an active participant in my own personal protection. And my nature is that, the people I care about and the people that I love, I want to help. I want to protect. I accept that there's a lot of things I'll never be able to do. But just because I can't do those things, or the things that I do aren't done in a normal way, doesn't mean my attempt or anyone else's attempt at self-preservation is invalid. I said in the intro, first video, that a lot of this is going to be me explaining how to adapt, either physically, using an item, or emotionally, or religiously, or whatever it takes. I've had to fight and struggle my whole life to do normal things. I've learned to accept things that are, adapt around them to get done what I need done. And this was another one of those situations. So, for the religious sheepdog, you know, we have the idea of the shepherd, a dual idea. I'm Christian, and you know, Christ is the good shepherd, and even he uses the analogy of protecting his flock. So I will never claim the idea or the title of shepherd, because there's a lot that shepherds do that I can't do. For me, a physical shepherd would be the pastor of my church, and he is a wonderful shepherd. He looks after his flock. He cares for them. He does what he can. So I am a sheep dog. I help him. I do what I can. I help the flock. The why angle or aspect of being a sheepdog is something that each person has to answer. Why do you feel you need to do it? Why do you want to do it? And you need to have a very good explanation for yourself, because you're going to have to dedicate time and energy, and you're going to have to live differently at the point that you accept there's true evil in this world. You have to change your life. You have to open your eyes and be aware of your surroundings so that you're not just another victim. So that's why sheepdog. Who? Right now, going around YouTube, there is the phrase of white knight syndrome. There we go. Where it's the idea that a guy wants to protect the damsel in distress. And it's explained, James Yeager does a very good job of explaining how it can be a bad thing. So, spend time, if you have family, if you have friends, or if you're in a relationship, or if you have a wife or kids, spend time thinking about who is your flock. Because whoever it is, you have to adapt accordingly. If you're married and you have a handful of kids, you're not going to live your life like I do, because the people that I consider my flock are grown-up adults to the point that, I don't have to worry about the child wandering off or eating toothpaste or whatever else. You adapt what you do for the flock that you have. You don't want to include everyone in it, because that gets further explained into the white knight scenario. You cannot be the knight in shining armor every time. You're not supposed to be. And then a lot of times, if you try to do it, you're going to get yourself in trouble. So your flock, I'm not going to say it has to be a precious few, but they do have to be precious. And I'm not saying this lightly, because there's so many people that said it, and good Lord, there's music videos and songs going on it. But if you consider someone in your flock, would you accept bodily harm for them so that they didn't? Would you accept the potential of dying so that they would not? If you can't say yes to that, you might want to think about them being in your flock. If you can, without a hesitation, they've been in your flock the whole time. Figure out who it is that you feel you should protect, and then adapt the rest of your life to being aware, to getting training, to getting practice. I'm not talking about just guns. Guns is just one aspect of it. You need to know basic personal defense. You need to know basic self-defense. You need to know a little bit of the law. the more you know, the less you have to worry about. Um, Read, study. Most people in this day and age has 100 generations worth of knowledge in their hand, and they don't want to utilize it. They take it for granted. But you have access to the greatest depository of knowledge in the world. Read. You can get a great start by reading everything from, say, firearms, procedures, training, drills, to the laws in your area, to basic defense maneuvers. I know what it's like to not be able to get out and do something. And for people that are watching this saying, well, I don't feel like it or I can't, I understand. But you can read. You can watch videos. YouTube, this is actually a really good resource as a primer to learn knowledge. I'm not going to say that you can watch YouTube and you're going to be a high-speed, low-drag operator. It ain't going to happen. You have to have training at some point, because at some point you have to have someone to tell you what you're doing wrong and help you adapt a way to fix it. So, getting back to who, think about it. And then, if they're adult, talk to them. Say, look, this is what I feel. This is, what I believe in my heart is right. And let them know. I'm not saying to do this is like to hit on some chick, because they probably think you're weird and go away. But for family and close friends, let them know where you're at, so that if you need to tell them to do something, like don't have a handful of money out in the middle of a restaurant for obvious reasons, they will listen to you and go ahead and put it away. It's part of the preparedness. So, in saying that, I am losing sunlight and still have some things to do. Thank you for watching the video. I hope it helped. And if you like what you've seen, share it about. This whole thing is about helping who I can. Thank you.